The Minnesota Timberwolves are anchored by their star center Karl-Anthony Towns and star point guard D'Angelo Russell. Where the most questions arise about this team's capabilities are what lies between the 1 and the 5. The Timberwolves have a very intriguing set of young wing players who I believe will ultimately be the deciding factor in whether or not the Wolves are a successful basketball team. Towns and Russell will certainly decide what our ceiling as a team is, but these young players are going to be crucial to making sure this team is fully functioning. In my last video, I discussed one of these young wings in Josh Okogie, what he brings to the Wolves offensively, defensively, and off the court. In this video, I'm going to discuss fellow young perimeter player Jarrett Culver. Culver's rookie season was far from ideal, and Wolves fans all across the internet are already hitting the panic button on Culver. And in some regards, I can't blame him. Culver committed some real atrocities as a rookie. Many of them are remarkably concerning, but he did also flash some spectacular talent at moments throughout the season. So for today, let's buckle up and take a real look at the rookie season of Jarrett Culver. Before we get to the bad news, let's start with the worst news. Jarrett Culver is a train wreck at the free throw line. Culver shot 46.2% from the charity stripe. There is simply no way to sugarcoat that. Sometimes rookies struggle to adjust to the NBA and get better at almost everything as their rookie season moves along, but for Culver, it never even got anywhere close to good. Technically, he did shoot free throws better in the back half of the season, but he still only shot 51% from the free throw line in the last 30 games. For historical reference, Shaq shot a career 52.7% on free throws, a full 6% better than Culver's rookie season percentage. And now that we have trudged our way through his most brutal deficiency, let's move on to another one, though not nearly as brutal. Culver shot 30% from three-point land as a rookie. Historically, many rookies struggle from the three-point line, which is hard to believe with guys like Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero playing in the NBA Finals right now, but it's true. NBA sophomores regularly show a dramatic increase in efficiency from distance. Culver seemed to have turned a corner on this during the season as well. In the last 30 games of his rookie campaign, Culver's three-point percentage was all the way up to 38%. On a per-game basis, he was making 1.3 a game and taking 3.3 per game. So while certainly not a volume shooter from three, he was certainly serviceable from distance towards the back half of this season. Through the draft process, Culver was often advertised as a combo guard, but his playmaking skills certainly didn't seem to translate very well from college ball to the NBA. Averaging just 1.7 assists through his rookie season, it's not the mark many fans were looking for. Especially once the Wolves moved Jeff Teague to the bench, and thankfully eventually to the Hawks, the Wolves spent a window of time with Andrew Wiggins being listed as our starting point guard, and Culver started almost every one of these games. In this window, he had a major opportunity to showcase his talent as a distributor, but didn't manage to do so. Luckily, with the addition of D'Angelo Russell, it certainly doesn't seem like Culver is going to be asked to be a playmaker in terms of running this offense. And on the bright side, Culver threw down some absolutely monumental jams this year. Rumor has it Robin Lopez is still following him to this day. Okay, thank God I don't have to talk about his offense anymore. Culver's defensive talents are where he really flashed his potential this season. The most crucial piece to Culver's defensive success is he consistently is where he is supposed to be. I know that sounds simple, but defensive IQ is something rookies have historically struggled with. So Culver showing an already well-founded defensive IQ is a big deal for the Timberwolves. Culver was frequently found clogging up the opponent's passing lanes, and he pulled in just about a steal a game, which per 36 minutes ended up averaging about a steal and a half. While some of those cases are from on-ball strips, the majority came from intercepting passes, both in transition and the half court, which tells you it's more about the mental acumen than it is the physical. But in addition to that strong mental skill set, his physical skill set is also well developed. His length and explosiveness helped him pick up just over half a block a game, which per 36 is just about 1 block per game. Many of his blocks were of the chase down variety, my personal favorite, but he also did show the capability of blocking on closeouts on the perimeter. Culver's solid defensive start in the NBA is certainly a promising one to build upon. And even if the offense doesn't necessarily come along, he'll find a place for himself as a good wing defender in the NBA. I'm not going to BS with you or try to twist you into a sense of optimism. Culver's rookie season wasn't very good. He was at times a complete offensive liability, and he was consistently a total dumpster fire from the free throw line. There are, however, positive aspects of his game to build upon. He has a solid defensive foundation, and if Culver manages to develop a serviceable three-point shot, which he ultimately showed the ability to do this season, Culver could develop into a very valuable 3-and-D player. Factor in that he does a decent job when he puts the ball on the deck, when he moves towards the hoop, and he still has the potential to be a multifaceted scoring option. At his best, Culver shows the ability to be a two-way player who can make an impact on the NBA level. At his worst, Culver is a decent perimeter defender who can't shoot threes or free throws, which at this time in NBA history, that type of player has never been less valuable. It is important to remember that Culver is just a rookie, and if he develops steadily through this bizarre offseason, he could prove to be a contributor to a good team. If the Timberwolves choose to trade away the first overall pick for this upcoming draft, it's not hard to imagine Culver going with it, which at this point would likely be a relief for some Timberwolves fans. Usually I wrap up these videos with some type of diagnosis, a breakdown of what's next, but with Jarrett Culver, honestly I've got no clue. The variance in my projections are extreme, and what comes next is extremely unclear. Let's hope for Wolves fans that Culver either still has some redeemable trade value if he does get shipped off with that pick, or that he makes a massive leap going into his sophomore year. Stay lit, practice your free throws, and thanks for watching.